life and colors and art and photographs to make great videos and really, really great stuff. So he's going to talk to us today about connect the pre-assignment that some of you have done. If you haven't done it yet, that's okay. To connect that with some other things he's going to talk to you about. And I'll let you come on and tell us a little bit more about who you are and what got you into teaching, that sort of thing. And really, really happy to have you here. Hopefully we can get a good discussion going. Hey, there he is. Welcome to ELT-T.
Thank you, Jason. Thanks a lot. Hi, everyone from around the world. It's good to be here. So where do we start? Yeah, me teaching. How did I start? Why do I do this? What is all this? I've been teaching English for 20 years now. It's been. I started when I was really young, because I'm Brazilian, and in Brazil there are no regulations about who cannot teach English. So I spoke it from a very early age, because I was raised in the United States and England. So I started teaching at 17. Those were private classes, one-on-ones to executives here in São Paulo, Brazil. I did that for quite a while, but I wanted to expand and moved to Australia, where I taught English to people from all over the world, of all levels of English, for 8 years. And then I taught in Thailand for a while, and on the way back from Australia to Brazil, where I am now, where I have been for the past 2 years, I made a lot of stopovers. And along the way, so this was a 6-month trip, which I documented. Basically, I documented everything I saw, and I just filmed myself. That's all I did. I filmed myself talking about the places where I was, and took all that footage and made all these videos that I put onto a website. So basically what it is Tripppin. It's an English practice playground. I think that's the best way to put it. Because the stories have been arranged into lessons that have exercises which are gamified, so you can only unlock the next story if you've actually understood what's happened and managed to answer the questions. But all of that is, of course, talk for more detail in some other time, because, well, it's a lot to talk about, and we're here to talk about how we can actually learn how to, teach vocabulary with all these things, see if there's anything I've learned from all this offline and online teaching, that I've been involved with. So, good time to begin, I guess. Most people are here already, hopefully. If not, it's what I always say. You know what time class begins, and class begins with or without you. So let's do the following. I believe most people have probably seen done the pre-assignment, seen the video, but there's always, as teachers, we always have to consider that there will be people who weren't able to. So while I put this up, can I have a show of hands of people who actually watched the video? Like, thumbs up if you watched the video. All right, that's clapping and thumbs up 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 and thumbs up. Okay, yeah, it was unavailable, Levicina. Yeah, then we put it on YouTube, but that's okay. If you couldn't see it, just let me ask a quick question here. Who actually didn't see it? Give me a thumbs down. Okay, good. It's good to see that as well, because most people usually won't admit to that. So that's the first thing, okay? And I'll tell you why in a minute, okay? So for those of you who put thumbs down who haven't seen the video, it's a quick video. We can all just have a quick look at it again, if that's okay. All right, so while we're doing this, while we're watching this video, we're thinking of 3 questions. Does anyone remember what the first question is? Can you type it in? Yeah, about the objectives. Tatiana, Safa, Jehad, the objectives. Exactly. What's the point of the video? That is the first question. All right? What's the second question? The level of students. Exactly. We want to know what level is appropriate. Can we teach elementary? Can we teach advanced? Is it just for intermediate? What is it? All right? And the third question is activities. Exactly. How would you use it to teach vocabulary? I had a look at everyone's pre-assignments, and there were so many good answers. So we're going to go back. We'll go over that in a minute. But for now, I'm just going to play this video here, which add playlist. Correct YouTube URL link. Give me 1 second, because this doesn't appear to be the correct link here. Just a second. Bear with me, people. Which is another thing you should know about teaching it online. Things never quite turn out the way you expect it to. This, technology and interaction to work perfectly. And in all my years teaching, believe me, and even when I was teaching offline, I used a lot of online resources. And I forgot to mention this, but I've spoken at several conferences as well, English Australia conferences, on the use of technology in the classroom. I even spoke at a TEDx in Melbourne in 2010 about that as well. And if there's one thing I know about using technology to present information, God, it almost never works the way you expect it to. So what you need to do is stay nimble. Vishal, do you have, by any chance, the link? Oh, there you go. So, let's go over this. Question number 1, which is the objective of this. So many of you said that the objective of this is to what? To teach vocabulary? Yes. To tell a story? Yes. Create a story? Yes. Okay, practice speaking? Yes. Open a discussion? All right, to speak about it, all of this, exactly. The more, to put it in a nutshell, provide interaction, and of course, practice in certain areas. But one of the things that not many people talked about was the fact that most students, when they want to speak English, they feel like they don't know very much, and that, of course, just makes them feel shy. So they don't put themselves out there in order to speak. All right. So in using this video, what we want to do is, many people talked about, okay, how will we use this? Pre-teach the vocabulary, do this, do that. Yeah, that's teach the vocabulary. You put people in a situation where they have no idea what's happening. And when they have no idea what's happening, that puts them in the same kind of situation of when they actually go abroad, when they're in when it's not a controlled situation. Pre-teaching vocabulary is all good and well. It's a good technique, don't get me wrong. However, we should start thinking about creating more real-life situations. And when you're in a foreign country, you don't know the language very well, yeah, it's tense. You never know what people are going to say, and they never say it to you. They never pre-teach the words before they say it. So that's one of the ideas of the objective of this video as well. You'll see that there is an introduction. It talks about the festival in India, Holi, right? So it's designed to do that because this is a resource that is just there in Tripppin for people to use. So I give them a bit of support so people don't get absolutely lost. Teaching vocabulary, teaching anything, I guess, is a matter of finding equilibrium between pulling people out of their comfort zone but not scaring the hell out of them. Okay? So that's one of the main points here, I think, of the objective in number 1. Everyone talked about all these different wonderful things which are all very good, but getting people out of their comfort zone is one of the main ideas as well. Second one, which was what level is it for? And I saw lots of people talking about exactly how about it being used from elementary to advanced. So, beginner to intermediate, I say people saying. Any other opinions of who can use this? It depends on what you expect. Yes, it does, Levichina. All right. Pre-intermediate, Tatiana says. Beginner to pre-intermediate. For anyone, Thomas says. And learning should be contextualized. Okay, yes, it should, Brum. We'll get to that. Every level beyond pre-beginner. I'll have to stop everyone. It's about imagination, all levels. Yes, it is. I'd have to say all levels. As you probably know by now, being teachers, it's not about the stimulus. It's about the activity that you create around it. So if your students are absolute beginners, or if they're advanced, they can all use this video. It depends how you present it, of course. So in this last question of how do you use it, there were several good answers, and we'll probably talk about it more, but I want to focus on the ways you can use it in 3 different situations. The first one is in a conference-style Whiz IQ lesson like the one we're having now. All right? So let's imagine that you have a very, very popular class on Whiz IQ, and there are hundreds of students in it. All right? How do you actually provide them with, good feedback? You know what I mean? Not just sort of reading some people and ignoring others as it goes. It's a lot of work. So what I'm going to do now is just give you a hands-on example. I'm going to play this video again, and I'm going to pause it. When I do, I'm going to ask everyone to type in 1 sentence the summary of what they've seen so far. All right? Thumbs up if you understand what you have to do. Okay. Alright, so if you're so sure about what you have to do, then tell me, write down what is it you have to do. Okay, everyone has to type. Everyone has to type a summary. Yeah, I'm going to pause the video. So how long can this summary be? One sentence, exactly. No more than one sentence. All right, let's keep it short because we want to, there's an objective here that I'm going to help you see. All right, so ready? I'll play it again. Is everyone ready? Here we go. Okay, one sentence. Deep in space, two brothers. Yeah? What else? Two brothers deep in space. Trip and Pin are two brothers in a purple bubble in space. Trip long to visit Earth. Wow, that was quick. There's a purple bubble in space. Two brothers, Trip and Pin. Trip and Pin leave. There's a purple bubble. Two brothers, purple bubble. Space is amazing. Using space. There are two living in a purple bubble. How are the brothers still together? Two bubbles. Bubble. Two brothers. Okay, two people in space. Trip and Pin. Two brothers living in there. Yes. And what is the point here? When you have a steady stream of people writing information, what do we get out of it? What is in common? Deep space, purple bubble, and two brothers. Okay, so this is what we know. Now, brotherhood, Jahan Mohammed says, that's a good thing. Brotherhood, two brothers in space, I see friendship, I see interaction. What is happening here? We've got lots of people expressing themselves in the vocabulary they're more comfortable with. As an observer, as a student in this class, suddenly now I have a list of synonyms that may be familiar, may not. I may know how to use them, I may not, but this provides lots for you to work with. All right. So once we come to the conclusion that after a small while here we have some words in common, we can talk about them, and the teacher can just type them in whatever space is good for teachers to type where everyone can see on WizIQ. Sorry, I'm not that familiar with it, but I'm sure it has a place where you can just put it. So you just get these words, do the synonyms, and carry on. For the second part, I'm going to play it again. We do the same thing, but knowing that we're looking for synonyms now, expand your knowledge of vocabulary and try to use different words from what you see. Because after all, these words were already written for you. It was just a soft way to begin. So let's carry on. Okay, so what we want is one sentence summary for everything we said, just this second part, everything, and expand your vocabulary. Try to use new words. Twins are visiting Earth. They separate to visit some festivals. Globe, sphere. Can't see what I am printing. Oh, it's a shame. Traveling in space for trip. Spy. Okay, me neither. No video. Okay, beam down into colorful chaos. Trip wanders down to Earth. They are traveling. Okay, Trip can beam to Earth. So he went to India to Holi Festival. Trip sets off one brother. Okay, Trip is in India. Pin is beaming on his brother who travels to Earth. All right then. Tripppin is a tourist. His preference: discover festival. Learning about festivals. Tripp loves to travel and takes off. The others work towards tolerance. Okay. Exotic customs. All right. So what you can see here is now we've gotten to the point where the second part we have what? We still have the vocabulary written down, but as we've asked, you're of course an advanced level of English students, so we've gone straight to, okay, synonyms, expand your vocabulary. There are of course different techniques to do this depending on the level of the class you're teaching, but let's focus on the idea that for the time being we asked that because we were still working with a part of the video that had the vocabulary written there. So people are, in a way, being pre-taught this vocabulary. So it's good, it helps, it's comfortable, it's familiar, makes everyone feel cozy and comfortable, and that's awesome, all right? So it's always a good way to begin. We don't want to push people off the deep end, like all the time. So for starters, it's the idea. But now we're going to the part of the video that's basically from here all the way to the end where we have no writing whatsoever. Therefore, should vary a lot more. So let's do this the last time. All right. Now all we want is a summary of what Tripp is doing on Earth. We don't need to worry about the purple bubble or space or anything. Just this part of the story. Again, one sentence. After the video finishes, here we go. So, traditions of Indian use of sky. Is confused about some color powder. Tripp came to Earth, the sight and scene. Joins a festival. First-hand experience of exotic culture and tradition. Tripp takes part in the custom of blowing colored powders over visitors. Yeah. One brother travels. Hanging around India. Okay, good. Immersed in the festival atmosphere. All right. Culture. Different culture. Good. Madness of the crowds. Interact with natives. Okay, guys. Really, really good. There's a lot of stuff to do. There's a lot of different vocabulary. There's a lot of different synonyms. And like I said before, we can just have a look at it all and talk about it and direct our class towards reusing these different expressions, all right, and these different words, and making sure that people can know how to use these new words. So a good idea would be, if you want to take this from just an online class or from a very good online class like on WizIQ, if you take it from here, then there's a whole myriad of activities that you could actually do to make sure that people have actually learned something. Because right now, all we've done is expose the language, and we've sort of given them a bit of support to try to bring out more new stuff. But if we don't check to make sure that they actually know how to use these things correctly, we may be doing more harm than good. You know what I mean? So, let's think for WizIQ now. What could we do to actually get these people? Imagine 100 people in a classroom. What activities could you do to actually make sure that they use this correctly? Any ideas? Type them now. Group. Role plays. In pairs. Mingling. Chain activities, making a dialogue, collaborative story writing, Rank. Write a rap song. Yeah, chain story. Wow, there's at least poems, mind mapping, oral summaries, team of 4, all right, jigsaw techniques, information transfer, debate, brainstorm, character mapping. Lord almighty, you guys are better than I am. You've got a lot of activities that you can do. Now, getting intimate with technology depends on, liking the platform that you're using. So you have to know what you're using, and depending, if you're on WizIQ, you probably will be familiar with it, and you can try to use all of these ideas that are being presented here in novel ways. Everything that I've built on Tripppin for teaching English is a reflection of offline and online practices that I know work. I take offline games that I've done a million times and I transfer them to an online format to try to make people interact online. All right, so I think the main message here for when you're teaching large numbers of people online is to take what works offline and try to transfer that idea in some way to what's online, and get comfortable with losing control of the situation. So that's WizIQ. But what if you want to use this in a classroom? Let's say you, don't have a computer lab in your school. Let's say all you have is your cell phone. Your students don't even have your cell phone, because if you have a computer lab, if you have an overhead projector, if you have even students that have memes, they'll all have smartphones on the internet, so you can just give them the link and it's fine. But what are you going to do? If you don't have, if all you have is your cell phone connected to the internet, supposing that you have one. So what kinds of activities can you actually do in a classroom? Make pics and make them tell a story. Oral presentation. Screen share. Flip the class. Overhead projector. Yeah. Pictures. Yeah. Tweet a word. Okay. Posters. Ask them to draw their own story. Yeah. Students will be the teacher. Perfect. All right, the rest of the class narrates the story. Acting, role play, yes. Cluster. Newspaper cuttings, good. That's, newspaper cuttings. Collective picture on the board. Drawings. Okay, reorder, very good, exactly. All the games that you can apply. So do you have to use a Tripppin video? Not really, okay? Tripppin videos, they're made to actually work really quickly, made by an English teacher for English teachers, so you don't have to worry, does this have a point? Does this teach anything? Do I have to stick with it? But we want to. Thank you, Sylvia. That'll be really good. All right, so these are all different ideas that you can do in your classroom. Everything you do in your classroom, as you can see, all the activities are here. This is a prompt like all the others, but it's been thought through. That's the only advantage I see to it. All right. The last thing I wanted to talk to you about today was the third situation where you might be able to teach an English class, not online to hundreds of people, not offline to 100 people, but mostly just one-on-one. All right. So if you actually want to use this with your private student, can be offline, can be online. What do you suggest we do? Any suggestions? You want to teach this to your private student, online or offline. What do you do? Download the videos. Depends on what's available. What could we do with one-to-one, private, online, or offline? So what could we do? We can use the rule of 20 to 80. I'm not familiar with the rule of 2080. You have to tell me later, Jahan. Downloaded videos. Use CDs. Okay. Downloaded videos. Yeah, we download the video. We take it in. We put them on CDs. Take them in. If it's online, we can use screen sharing, collaborative storytelling, a USB. I saw something about disabled learners. I'd like to know more about that. Cassette or a video. Ask a student to tell. Okay, all these are ideas, and we're starting to get into activities again. But people said CDs, videos, yeah, a USB. Draw a map, take it in, use a video. And here we have a video as a pre-class assignment. Now that's exactly what I was going to say. That's what I was getting at. When you have an online student, if you have an offline student, if chances are this person is having class with you because they really want to learn. When you're dealing with a classroom students, and if you're teaching, for example, if you're teaching abroad, if you're teaching in an English-speaking country, you have these students for half a day, every day. All the time they have with you is just time they're using to learn English, and it's awesome. When they leave the classroom, they're in an English-speaking country. They're still in the classroom in a way. They're still learning. So, I mean, if they really want to learn, if they don't want to learn, they're gonna learn. They can't help themselves, all right? But when you're dealing with a private student, all right, and it's not a student that is in an English-speaking country, they're somewhere else or online. When they're not with you, they're not practicing at all. So I have private students here in Brazil. They have classes with me twice a week, 3 times a week. Some of them have class every single day, but that's 1 hour in a day, all right? And the rest of the 23, they're thinking in Portuguese, all right, here in Brazil. So what you have to focus on when you're teaching, this works, of course, for groups of students, but especially remember when you have a private student, all right? The more time, you have to find ways to maximize their learning outside of the hours that you're teaching. Okay, that's what will make the difference. So if you can send them an email, just send them the link beforehand, a day before, a couple of days before, send it to them as homework, remind them, send them the link, you know, of this video, but not just the link. Send them also, you know, a brief little explanation if you think they need it. Write down 3 little questions, just like we do with you guys. Pre-class assignments. Send it to them a couple of days before. That way, when they get to class, the hour they're paying you for, they're actually getting that in the only thing, you know, that's special about your class. You're helping them with their speaking and their pronunciation. Because, I mean, you can help them with all other skills, with directing them, giving them extracurricular activities, but their speaking and their pronunciation, they can only really, you know, get a lot out of that when they're with you. And so don't waste time in your online classes by meeting your students, saying hello, how's your weekend, what's going on? Okay, I want you to watch this video. All right? That's just, you're being disrespectful, you know what I mean, to your students. Send it to them first. Maximize their learning time outside of the classroom. All right. So there is another video that I've got here for you, and I'll just play it. All right. So this is one I put together to elicit conjunction words in order for you to practice your structured writing, you know what I mean, so that people don't keep writing and then when they're telling a story. All right, my purple background is amazing, isn't it, Fatima? Yeah, this is the Tripppin Labs around me. This is where I work. And I'm going to play this next video here. All I want you guys to do is keep in mind how you would actually, what kinds of connecting words you could use. See how many times you'd repeat it. Try to tell the story in your head as it's going and see how often you repeat words, and try to keep in mind how would you make it different. All right? Here we go.
Things you need. Flour. Not this flour. Cooking flour. Eggs. Not legs. Eggs. One egg. The other egg. Not lying. The other egg. Cocoa mix. Not dark chocolate. Cocoa mix. Brown sugar. Vanilla extract. Salt. White sugar. Baking powder. Salted butter. These are all the ingredients you need to make a very nice brownie. Step 1. Greasing the tray. Butter. Grease the tray. Grease it all. Grease sides. Greasing. Flour. Spread the flour. Spread the flour. Shake the tray. Spread the flour. Shake the tray. We're gonna need half of a teacup of flour. Teaspoon. You're going to need a quarter of a teaspoon of baking powder. Now you need to mix it very well. Step 3. This is half of a teacup of butter. Melt this butter. This is the melted butter. This is half of a teacup of cocoa mix. Mix it in with the butter. Mix it all in. Mix the cocoa mix with the butter until it gets very dark. It's very dark. Put this aside. 4. Break 2 eggs inside the bowl. Mix with half a teaspoon of white sugar and brown sugar. Add a quarter of a teaspoon of salt. Vanilla extract. Mix it all. Beat the eggs with everything. Put that aside. Step 5. Mix it all together. Mix, getting tired, mixing, non-stop mixing, mixing a lot, non-stop mixing, getting tired. Done! Yes! Step 6. Pour the mix into the tray. the brownie tray into the preheated oven. Bake for 25 to 30 minutes. Step 8. Make your delicious brownie. And share. Want one?
Okay, people. So, yeah, that was my nephew, by the way. No, there were no nuts. There were no nuts. He doesn't like nuts. I asked him to put them in, but he doesn't like them. So, this is another example of a tripping video. Tripping. I haven't really showed you guys any of the tripping videos that make up the tripping lessons. These two examples were two videos that are in a part of tripping that's called the lounge. It's a repository of lessons like these, ready-made lessons. Now, why do I call them ready-made lessons? They're designed to be easy enough for several levels of English learner to actually keep up with, and they all have a mission at the end, which is a purpose. Otherwise, I mean, you watch videos, oh, that was nice, that was interesting, that was fun, but there's nothing to do. If you don't, if students aren't producing anything with what they've learned, there's no way of telling whether they've learned or not. And they won't know either, and so they won't feel confident, so you won't really have made much of a difference. All right? And finally, in the end, a call to order. You'll see that all the videos at the end of Tripping have a do it now. Because, I mean, when else are you going to do stuff? It's homework in the end. What I've done is I've tried to make exercises, writing, reading, listening, and speaking exercises. I've tried to make them, and the homework for them, yeah, a bit more fun. All right? Now, all the questions that I'm sure you guys have, all right, I know that we have to finish this exactly at 3 o'clock. We've got 15 minutes, and when we have this many people asking questions, it's hard to really be objective. So what I'd like to invite you all to do is continue to join us on the Facebook page that Sylvia's set up, so that we can work with each other, so that we can analyze each thing step by step. Whichever questions you have, I'm happy to answer them. I actually have a teacher training course on tripping as well that I'm developing, so I'd love your feedback. Yeah, it's free of charge as well. So this and many other things are on tripping. So I'll leave you now with just the last video I want to show you today, which is an example of the videos that you'll see in the Go Tripping part of tripping, which is traveling around the world. And then I'll meet you in the Facebook page after this. I'm going to give you guys a post-class assignment, which I'll be correcting as well, so that we can, get to know each other, which I think will be awesome for everybody. So I'll just play this video now. Words, if anyone wants to say anything, then we'll be good. Well,
Hello. My name is Pin, and this is my brother Trip. Yes, and together we are tripping around the world to teach you English. Today we are on the island of Trip Island. No, not Trip Island. We are on the island of Lombok. And on the island of Lombok, there is a village called Grupok. And in the village of Grupok, there is a place called Surf Camp Indonesia. Surf Camp Indonesia does many wonderful things in the village of Grupok. Among them, they provide English classes to the children of the village of Grupok, which is what I was doing.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
But Trip decided to teach you how to surf. Yes.
Okay. Surfing. First thing you need, you're gonna need an ocean.
Yes, you're gonna. You're gonna is actually short for you are going to. And it's used to indicate something that you will do in the future.
Second thing, you're gonna need a board. So, once you have a board and an ocean, then you're gonna need waves. So, the best place to come to get waves is on the reef.
Reefs. Sounds a bit dangerous.
There are many kinds of reefs. And some reefs are soft, cuddly reefs. Other reefs can cut like knives. Not very nice.
Okay. What kind of reefs are you going to surf on, then, Trip?
Let me show you.
We couldn't really see you, Trip. You're gonna have to do it again. Yes, perfect. Slower is much better. Yes. Getting better, Trip. But eventually you're gonna lose your sunglasses. Yes. Oh. What did I tell you?
Oh my god, I wanna die.
Aw, poor baby.
Oh god, my glasses. Oh god.
Trip doesn't know, but the camera is still on. And we've got some shots of him without his sunglasses. I don't think he's gonna like it, but yes. I need a hair pin. I need a elastic for my hair, please. Manuel, where is my elastic? Where is my pin? Pin with no pin. Pin with no pin. He's not funny. Would be funny. It wasn't so tragic, yeah? Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. I'm pausing this now for you guys to see that, yeah, it says coming soon May 2012. Really? When I thought we'd be ready. But yeah, so just to let you guys know, Tripppin is almost ready. You can go now, you can see, you can join, I'll be there, it's going to be awesome. But there's a few little glitches that we're fixing, and we're going to be out of beta on September 21st. And that's it. Hope to see you guys soon. Hope you liked it.
Yeah, no, I came on not to kick you off, just to congratulate you and everyone here on such a great class. And it's just, that video is one of my all-time favorites. I have many favorite Tripppin videos. That one is really important for everyone to see who doesn't know Tripppin Pin and know your style. And that, don't you think, I mean, that video really invites you in. You know, you thought you wanted to eat brownies, but then you really wanted to go to the beach, right? So this kind of, you know, Michael Marzio yesterday was talking about authentic video versus spontaneous video. And I didn't mention Tripppin, but, you know, what we talked about yesterday is how both elements are important. Well, Mao does both. So, I mean, how much is scripted and improvisational? It's both, and it's all for English language teaching and learners. Like he said earlier, you know, and I do the same thing with my stuff, or I try to, you know, creating it so that it's all ready for you if you're self-study, or for teachers to bring in the classroom and use. So I'm a huge admirer of Mao's work. The second I saw it, I started thinking about ELT-V, which I'm going to put in here. We're going to sort of relaunch ELT-V at the end of this MOOC. I'm just going to put it in here. It's a Facebook group. Actually, what I'll do is I'll put ELT-V. Sylvia's in ELT-V. It's English language teaching video. Drew, myself, Mao, a bunch of other people. And there's some really great videos in there. And if I'm going to start putting them back up, because I'm getting nostalgic now watching this. It's really excellent work. You know, wait till you see where this guy is going with this. And hopefully I'll be there with him and the rest of us to all take our work and keep getting it out there. How about questions? I saw one question I remember that I saw a couple people had the same question. We can do discussion after, but let's do a couple live questions since we have 5 minutes. One was, what do you do when you have different levels Mao, in a group at the same time? And is there anything you'd suggest in general about that?
Yeah, I do that. I teach at an NGO here in Brazil. It's got these underprivileged kids, and they all have different levels. I mean, none of them are advanced, but there are several different levels. You have to imagine that you're teaching like several different classes. In the end, when you've got mixed groups, mixed levels, you can always break it down into 3 groups at least. You might be able to break it down in more. Not very productive. I think, like, put the people who aren't as good together and the ones who are better, like beginner, intermediate, advanced, sort of, put them together so they can at least communicate, and then you swap it all around so they check. Then advanced people are helping the ones who don't know very much, and in that way, they're also practicing what it is that they're learning because they have to teach it as well. Peer teaching.
And I think all of us are going to have a much easier time in the future, if you're not already, with being able to flip the classroom and give people video content and questions for, you know, really exciting, interactive, fun homework, not the traditional textbook kind of homework that people don't always do on their own because it's not interactive. You know, smartphones will be the same price as the cheap phones, and there'll be ways that you could give some students, you know, like Mao was saying, give them material earlier. You know, they could watch the video several times and look at the objective several times, whereas you could just give the video right there and then in the class to people. You know, once you know their levels and their needs, right? Another question here was some very specific questions about cooking videos. This is great. I mean, let me just tell you, Mao has stuff about everything, and I don't know if you understood. You know, that was in Indonesia. when he was traveling, he made all this amazing video. And do you use Final Cut Pro or something? Because it's really high quality editing in video. What do you use?
Now I do. Now I use Final Cut Pro, but I've only started this year, so I've only been on it. So up to now, for most of it, everything on the surf tripping video, that was still iMovie.
Wow. So he really started what Drew knows how to do with iMovie. Mao's really a master, and also you saw a great actor, and it's just really exciting to have him here. Let's take another question. We got one more question. One more. Downloading videos. What's free? What's not? What's accessible? Could you give us a 1-minute encapsulation of that?
The lounge. Everything in the lounge and tunes. Tunes is like the lounge, but it's music videos with lyrics. So everything there is free and always will be, and I'm always adding more videos to that. So yeah. That's pretty much it. Yeah,
and you can rip videos off of YouTube like people do with mine. There's some great stuff up there. You want to just search for Tripppin with 3 P's. Don't forget that, because it's Trip and Pin, the twins. And Pin does love Trip, right?
He loves Trip. He gets a bit tense about how much Trip puts himself out there sometimes, but yeah, he loves him to death.
All right, so let's say goodbye. We have 1 minute. Thank you. Oh, Senegal in the house. Goodbye. Have a great. Thank you for coming. Thanks so much, Rebecca. Amazing facilitation skills today. That's Rebecca Hale, RH, in the house. Thanking me. Thank you so much to our teacher today, Mao Buchler, Tripppin.com, and we will see you in either the Facebook group or on the class page in WizIQ. Thanks so much for coming out. If you're wondering where the post-class assignment is, I wait about a day on that. So Michael Marzios is coming. Then Miles will give people a chance to watch the video recording if they didn't see the class and check out what's going on in the discussion. Thank you so much, everybody.